But unfortunately, I'm making a very bold statement. I'm a speaker, teacher, known for making bold statements because I'm not here to acknowledge the glory, whatever we are doing. India is doing well in terms of production of many crops, but I'm not happy because India is doing well just because of the vastness of the country. We are so vast. But anyway, in last 65 years, India could increase its food production by 5 times. We are producing 328 million tons of food, all-time highest. But in spite of producing so much of food, 328 million tons of food annually, 20 crores of people are suffering from hunger. We don't belong to that group. And another 30 to 35 crores of people are suffering from hidden hunger. Maybe we belong to that. And though we were begging bowl, I was born in a very famine area time. But now we are almost self-sufficient with food. Now, with the advancement in science and technology, we need to think of production of quality food, not just quantity. So in that context, next 20, 30 minutes, depending on your interest. Uh, okay. So I'm quite serious about this. I'm seeing you, all of you, about 30 people and 60 eyes. I'm seeing you, all of you. And if possible, take the pen and paper, take down. I'm giving you the most important relevant data with which you can make your career. No mobiles, no crosstalk, ask right question, take down, go with colorful feelings, and today night you don't sleep. That's my appeal, request, order. Don't sleep. Think what you can do for yourself and the country. See, the 800 million people completely dependent on fisheries and aquaculture, and 1 billion people obtain protein from the fisheries, fish and fisheries products. But what are the data? You don't have to remember it because learning data is not a science, it is history. It's not the science at all. The science is, what is science? It is logical thinking, logical skepticism, organized curiosity, and appreciating others' knowledge and ability to create new knowledge. That is science. Learning about facts and figures is not a science, and science is not changing every day. It was the tallest peak before the Mount Everest was discovered, man. Men in black. Yeah. Did you get my question? Which was the tallest peak before the Mount Everest was discovered? Take some name.
Ketu.
Kate.
Who said it? Some lady. Ketu, right? What's her name?
Siddhika. Siddhika.
Siddhika. Give her a good round of applause. Anyway, that's the wrong answer. The Mount Everest itself was the tallest peak. Before the Mount Everest was discovered, the tallest peak was Mount Everest only. So what I'm trying to tell you, science is not changing every day, but our understanding is changing. Science is science, nature is nature. Before the William Harvey invented or discovered that but blood flows in the veins, before that also it was flowing in the veins itself, right? Anyway, so now I said it, 20 crores of people are suffering, 17 to 30 crores of people are suffering from hunger. Out of 145 to 146 crores of people, 20 crores is not a small number. In spite of advancement in science and technology, this is not a small number. That's why we have a huge challenges to solve the country's problem. Look at this, the production and productivity. So India is doing well in terms of milk, papaya, ginger, banana, number one. But still, I am not happy because it is doing well only because of the vastness of the country. We are second in paddy production, but in productivity, we are 57th position. Did you get my point? We have overall Paddy production, we are second position, India. But in productivity, we are 57th position. Coffee, we are second. In productivity, 7th position. And the paddy production, anybody from the farming, comment ಯಾರಾದರೂ ರೈತರು ಏನು ಬೆಳಿತೀರಿ ತಾವು? ಯಾವ ಊರು? ಗುಂಡ್ಲುಪೇಟೆ. ಏನು ಬೆಳಿತೀರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೂರಲ್ಲಿ? ಈರುಳ್ಳಿ, ಬಾಳೆ. ಸಂತೋಷ, ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೋಷ. ನನ್ನ ದಣಿವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಹೈದರಾಬಾದಿಂದ ಬಂದೆ, ಮೈಕೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಯ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ ನಮ್ಮ ದಣಿ ಹೋಯ್ತು. ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಯ್ತು. ಬಾಳೆ, 1 kg ಬಾಳೆ ಉತ್ಪಾದನೆ ಬೆಳೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ತಮ್ಮ ಹೆಸರು? ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಖರ್ಚಾಗುತ್ತೆ? 1 kg ಬಾಳೆ ಬೆಳೀಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 16 ರಿಂದ 18 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಆದರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಜೀನೈನ ರಸಬಾಳೆಯ ಏಲಕ್ಕಿಯ? ಏಲಕ್ಕಿ 16 ರಿಂದ 18 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ? ಅದು ಟಾಪ್ ಸೀಸನಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ APMCs ದೇ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ಫಾರ್ 8 to 9 rupees. ನಿಮಗೂ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಗಳಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್. ಏನೋ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಗುಡ್ಡೆ ಲೆಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಪಾಪ ಲೆಕ್ಕ. ಅವರು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ದ ಕ್ಯುಮ್ಯುಲೇಟಿವ್ ಲಾಸ್ 10 ವರ್ಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಸಾಲ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತದೆ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ನೀವೇನು ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದ್ದೇನು ಸಾಲ್ವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ಯು ಗೋ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಟ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್. ಅದೇ ದೇಶ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮನಿ ಟು ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ, ದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿ ಮೋದಿ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್, self-reliable person economically. That itself is a great service to the nation. But look at the productivity difference. We are lagging behind. If you believe the science is same, universal, if the science is universal, whatever they can produce, we can also produce. Only thing is we need to follow the same procedures, practices, agronomical practices. In any life, Satyanarayan gets 98 marks in mathematics. Why I stopped at 38, sir? Opponents ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಒಂದೇ. ಅವರು ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಓದಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೆ. ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅವರು. So what I'm trying to tell you, the science remains the same. There is no separate science for New Zealand, America. See, look at the average production of paddy in Karnataka, 25 quintals per acre, 4,000 square meter. In some places like Raichur, Bellary, they get 36 to 38 quintals. That's fine. I'm talking about the state average. But in coastal region, they get only 12 to 14 quintals per acre. Even at Mandya and Mysore, where it's a Kaveri command area, the growing for 25 quintals of paddy is under loss. Sorry. So, when they are under loss, how can the people from coastal region will make profit? With 25 quintal only are under loss. So people do not know the economics, they are just doing farming. I am making a bold statement, agriculture is not economically viable. By default, people are doing it. They have no option. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. That's why the people are leaving agriculture. So India must move from production to productivity. Per unit area, you should be able to produce more food. So if you can understand that, so that's why you must understand, you being engineer, don't try to use your engineering language first, biology language first. Before understanding engineering and the biology, you must understand the economics. ಅರ್ಥಶಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಅರ್ಥವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಬಯಾಲಜಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. So somehow something is happening. So India must move from production to productivity. In fact, in my coastal region, I told the farmers to grow fodder. Growing fodder is much economically viable, significantly viable than growing paddy. In fact, by growing paddy, they lose 16 to 20,000 rupees per acre. They lose. So not doing agriculture is a profitable venture, in fact. So that's why this is where we need the engineers, whatever the branch it is. The biologist must convince an engineer. Both biologists and engineers have to convince the economists. All these three people have to convince the policymaker. But unfortunately, just because you are studying electronics or computer science, you say you don't understand biology. Biologists will say they don't understand economics and engineering things. No, unless all the three people work together, understand the agriculture and fisheries holistically, things will not move further. That's why things are stagnated because of the advancement in the industry. Industry is much ahead of the institutes because they invest money, but we are trying to reinvent the wheel. Sometimes, in fact, country is spending say 0.7 to 0.86% of the GDP on research. Some countries like Sweden, Korea, they're spending 3 to 4% of their GDP. But even in 0.8% of GDP, we are wasting a lot of money by duplicating research. Anyway, the major problems in agriculture, poor land holding. I'll come to the agriculture later. Poor land holding. See, the country is 3.28 million square kilometer. 3.28 million square kilometer. Poor land holding. Because of the division of land among the children, siblings, the our land holding is reduced. We cannot do anything. But Sweden has come out with a new policy that you cannot divide your land among your children. If you have 4 children in Sweden, all the 4 or one of them can do agriculture and they can share only revenue, not the land. ಭೂಮಿ ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಂದ ಆದಾಯವನ್ನು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಭಾಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬಹುದು. Suppose if you don't do agriculture for 2 years, it will be confiscated. ಮಟ್ಟುಗೋಲು ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. Unfortunately, it's a vast democratic country. Though they are, because we have no shortcut. Whether you like it or not, either you have to go for Sweden policy or no other way. And community farming is there in Cambodia, Vietnam. Suppose if you have 2 acres, if you have 8 acres or another 0.5 acres, all of them, they share the expenditure, they share the revenue, they share the loss. So they get the bargaining power. ಬಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮ್ಯಾಜಿಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ, ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೈಫ್ ಜೊತೆಲಿರೋದೇ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ. ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಟಿ ಫಾರ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಮಾಡೋಣ? ನಾವು ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಜೊತೆಲಿರೋದೇ ಜಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಅಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು. ಪೂರ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್, ಜನಗಳ ಹತ್ರ ಹಣ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹತ್ರ ನೋಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಥರ ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೀಟ್ ದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ವಿಲ್ ರನ್ ಅವೇ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಪ್ರೂವ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮನಿ, they will come behind you. You can run away like many others. Scarcity of laborers. In a country with 1.47 billion people, labor problem ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಬಹುದೇ? Everybody is trying to escape the valley of sweat. ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಿಹಾರದಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗರು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. ಬಿಹಾರ, ಅಸ್ಸಾಮಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟ್ತಾ ಇರೋರೆಲ್ಲ ಅಸ್ಸಾಂ ಅವರೇ, ಬಿಹಾರದವರೇ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ್ರು? ಸೊ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್. ಅಮ್ಮ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇರಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 1.46 ಆಗಿರೋದು ಬಿಲಿಯನ್. ಸಿ, ಇನ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 60 years, the scientific farming has started, and we started using excess water, excessive ammonic and fertilizers, and soil is losing its fertility. ಈಗ soil has become just a physical entity to hold the plant. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಾರ ಇಲ್ಲ. Everything has to be supplemented. So due to continuous usage of same land for same purpose for last 5 decades, all the soils have become either acidic soil, sodic, saline or alkaline, which are low productive or no productive. We have 9.6 million hectares of saline and alkaline soils in the country. About 23% of irrigated land is low productive, and we are expecting to increase the food production by many folds. Allige ನೀವು ಬೇಕು. So no adoption of scientific pest and disease management, imbalanced nutrient application, micronutrient deficiencies. In fact, in coastal region, people are getting 12 to 14 quintals of paddy, and I just checked the soil micronutrients level, and zinc was deficit. Only by applying 2 kg of zinc sulfate, the production was increased to 19 to 20 quintals. People thought that it's only maybe accidental, so we continued the research for 3 years, and it started increasing. So lack of knowledge and value addition. In fact, in coastal region, 85% they grow a lot of jack, and 85% of the jack is unharvested. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕೊಳ್ತೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಗಿಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Scarcity of input seeds, lack of utilization of farm ponds, lack of knowledge on scientific animal husbandry, lack of knowledge on backyard poultry farming, wild animals. See, sometimes sometime back, the government was discussing about reducing the human-animal conflict by having peacock park, monkey park. No, Indian law doesn't allow that. You have to protect your crop. So hidden agendas. A family with 2.5 acres